Hello, Sketching Up fans. This is Matt with you here today. Obviously, Chris is not here. You can't hear him. You can't see him. It is the Christmas week, so Chris took a well-deserved break. He's with his family. I mean, he's been editing, he's been filming, he's been traveling, he's been doing everything. Some people may say he's Santa Claus, and the Santa Claus movie was based off of him. So that's what I think he's really doing today is just taking a nice needed rest after, going to literally every country all over the world and dropping off presents. Um, that being said, it's just going to be me today. We're going to be talking about the Superman trailer. We're going to be talking about Creature Commandos because I've been trying to sneak that in a couple times each episode, and Chris still hasn't watched it, and I'm an avid watcher, so I'm loving it. I just watched Watchmen Part 1, so we can get into that a little bit, and I think we can just talk about the DC world going on because there's a lot going on in comics too. So it's just going to be a fun Christmas-filled DC episode brought to you, me, your man, Matt. And I also have my Star Wars sweater on. People watching on YouTube will see. It's pretty dope. Chris could never pull off a sweater like this. Just going to say that. That being said, even though Schnabel Studios is doing great on the ground, virtually and online, I want to thank everybody. We hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is absolutely insane. I never thought I'd be part of something that would get that big so quickly, and it's been so much fun. We restructured Sketching Up, so I think you guys are enjoying that. We've been taking turns editing. I love editing. I love doing the social media, so it's been a lot of fun doing that. So I just want to thank everybody for doing that. If everybody didn't like us, we'd know pretty easily. But obviously people are liking us. And if you haven't subscribed, please go to Schnabel Studios on YouTube. You can go to Schnabel Studios on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Schnabel Studios. You can get all the content there. You can also go and follow us on Twitter and Instagram on Sketching Up Pod, to get more specific. I know Chris has a episode that came out on Christmas for Mad Props, so definitely go watch that. I still haven't watched that, but don't tell Chris, and I'll just watch it this weekend. We all didn't take a break this week, so that's me. We are doing so great. I do have ads. This is my first ad read, everybody, so bear with me. Winter is here, and it is officially fireplace season. Picture this: cozy blanket, warmed up cocoa, the perfect story to go with it. With Audible, you can enjoy that story anywhere, by the fire, in the bedroom, or even on the go. Audible puts thousands of audiobooks right at your fingertips so you can drive into the next favorite book wherever you want. Right now, you can start your 30-day free trial at Audible/Schnabel Studios. That's Audible/Schnabel Studios. Start your free trial today and let Audible bring your favorite stories to life. Winter just got a whole lot cozier. I love Audible. They also sponsor the Montclair Film Festival that I go to, and they are great. So definitely go check that out. Go try that free trial. It's a lot of fun. The next one is, I'm naturally a curious person. I just always am researching something. I hear a person's name, I hear a place, a thing, just go and research it. So I'm always asking questions, how things work, where things are coming from, or even what on earth is that in the sky? Especially now, I live in New Jersey. There's just a bunch of drones up there. So I don't know what's going on up there. But you should really go and check out the Curiosity Box by Vsauce. It is here to keep your curiosity alive. The Curious Box is packed with fascinating activities, mind-bending science, and the measurements you never knew you'd needed. It's the perfect way to keep your mind buzzing with discovery. Ready to fuel your curiosity? Head over to curiositybpxf.io/Schnabel Studios to grab your box today. Stop wondering what all the fuss is about and start learning something new. That is curiositybpxf.io/Schnabel Studios. Get yours now and let discoveries begin. Whew. I hope I did okay. I really do. And I have one more, and the most important ad of this whole podcast. is. Do you need an event filmed? Do you need a sporting event filmed? You need a concert filmed? You need a book tour filmed? You need a podcast filmed? Do you need anything in the digital space? Do you need video work? Do you need social media work? Well, hold your horses. I got something for you. It's Schnabel Studios. Schnabel Studios, Chris and the team are doing amazing work. If you follow them on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you'll see the awesome and mind-bending videos that they produce. Chris is editing. Chris is putting together different sets. It is a lot of fun, and they are doing some great work. So go to schnabelstudios.com and check them out and inquire about it. They'll film anything, literally anything. I may hit them up and just have them film my dog walking down the street. It'd be fun. I don't know. They could do a really good job. I was thinking of putting in kind of like a Batman theme kind of thing, and they could probably do it. So go to schnabelstudios.com, reach out to them with your inquiry of what you need to be filmed, and get it done. All right. Oh, it's my time to shine. Tonight is a DC fanatic's dream. We're just going to talk DC. And I think we need to start off the pod talking about the new trailer, the new Superman trailer. James Gunn has done. And I feel like everybody online is seeing, yes, this was awesome. There were some great tidbits in there. There are some weird things in there. There are things that are just making us question what this film is really going to be about. I mean, we see a lot of the characters that are going to be in this movie. And I feel like the best thing that James Gunn does with his movies, we see other characters, maybe even for a second, maybe for 2 seconds. And that just expands your thought process going through this movie. And so we've only gotten the teaser. We haven't gotten the trailer. Now, I personally heard a rumor that the full trailer will be released during the Super Bowl in February. I'm a football guy. I will definitely be watching that. But let's talk about the teaser. I think the teaser, in one word, is hope. And that's who Superman is. I mean, I've been reading Superman since I was a kid. And reading his stories, he's always inspiring. He's inspiring hope. He's getting people to think and be the best in themselves. That's what he wants to do in a world that isn't too sure about him, isn't too sure about a being that is the strongest being on the planet and arguably one of the strongest beings in the universe. So how do people deal with that? And I think we're going to get a lot of that in James Gunn's Superman. I think with this, we're going to get a lot of supporting characters, but I think one is going to stand out more than the others, which is Mr. Terrific. I think we're going to see Mr. Terrific. He's going to be working with Superman. I feel like in the beginning, I don't think he trusts Superman because remember, Mr. Terrific is the smartest man on earth. He really is. He's smarter than Lex Luthor, hands down. Everybody can argue with me. He is the smartest man on earth. And I think he just doesn't trust that. Something that his mind can't compute really, like how powerful Superman is and why is he so good. Like any other human, he's going to be thinking like, why is he doing good when he could easily take over the world? I think he's going to have a great role. I think he looks awesome. I really do. And then we'll talk about some of the other heroes. Let's right off the bat. I think the big one for everybody is Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner. And look, from the promo shots that we've seen, the behind the scenes shot we've seen, he's obviously not going to keep what he's wearing. Same with Hawkgirl. I don't think both of them, they are both not going to be in those suits for very long. Maybe just this movie. Maybe more. I could be totally wrong, talking out of my ass. But I believe that since we're going to get the lanterns, this is Guy Gardner. This is Guy Gardner's shot. He's the only lantern on Earth right now. Okay? So he's working for an organization, the government. He's getting paid, and that's Guy Gardner's our MO. He loves to be a hero. Yes, he's a hero down to a T. But Guy Gardner is about Guy Gardner. And I think that's what this is about. I think this is him kind of boosting himself out there. He's working for the government, so he's probably getting TV deals. He's probably doing what the Wally West of Justice League Unlimited did, where he went and got a TV deal and Superman was pissed at him. Like, he's definitely doing this. And so we have a Guy Gardner who, by the way, he's also a very powerful lantern. Like, he's really powerful. So I think knowing that in itself, that he is a powerful lantern, there's no Hal Jordan there. And maybe we do get hints of where Hal is. Because if we're going to get a more older Hal, and I think we're going to probably get a younger Jon Stewart from the actor that we got. He's younger. He's not going to be older. Maybe he hasn't gotten his ring yet in this movie. So we don't even have a Jon Stewart yet. So we only have one, and we have probably the most obnoxious one. So he's going to look obnoxious. He's going to act obnoxious. And I think they got that to a point. I think they hit that nail right on that head. So I'm not too mad, and I'm not freaking out yet. Same with Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl, we're going to see her down the line. Let her get her stuff in. Now, we only got to see Metamorpho's face. That is going to be a lot of fun. I think Metamorpho is a very cool character. I think he has a really cool backstory, working for Simon Stagg. He's an adventurer. He gets caught up and some iterations Stagg does it to him. Some iterations he touches an ancient rock and he gets all these powers. He can change into any element or anything. Just cool down the line, and that he loves Stagg's daughter, so he works for them. So yeah, I think this is going to be a great Metamorpho. So one thing is, we see Stagg Industries in there. Do we think Lex Luthor works with Stagg in unearthing something, and that's why in the trailer we see a huge giant kaiju pretty much blowing up Metropolis or wherever they are? Could that be it? I don't know. Could Lex Luthor hire Stagg to find this Fortress of Solitude, and Stagg instead uncovers a huge kaiju? I don't know. Could be it. I'm just spitballing right now. But speaking of Lex Luthor, I've been waiting for a Lex like this. I think Lex at this point is been done very good. You had a very how do I say this? You had an older in the Christopher Reeves Superman. You had an older Lex, but very smart, very cunning, and we love that. And I love that. I love the Superman of Christopher Reeves, and that also brought hope. It was beautiful. I mean, it was one of those movies you were like, oh my God, like, he's a big kid who has superpowers and he's trying to save the world, and that's just awesome to me. But this Lex, Nicholas Hoult has that face to him where when he just always looks unsatisfied. And that's who Lex is. He's always unsatisfied. He's always wanting more. He's always wanting more intelligence. He wants more money. He wants more weapons. He wants to grow LexCorp more. And the LexCorp building looks great. That shot was awesome. I like, in my mind, I would love a big building with an L on it, but I feel like that's too close to the building with the big A on it for Avengers. So like, I understand why they didn't do that. But I do like the way that we did see Lex, because we just saw him angry. We just saw him unpleased. And that's who he is. When he looks at Superman, that shot where he sees Superman fly right past his building, and he turns around and he just looks so fed up. That's Lex Luthor. That's who he is. So I'm very excited about that. And I think when we're going into the real characters of the Superman movie, we talk about Lex. We go to Lois Lane, and Lois Lane, played by Rachel Bronson, is an awesome casting. I mean, she was great in The Marvelous Miss Maisel. I think she did an amazing job. I think from her Marvelous Miss Maisel show, she would do such a great job at this, because Marvelous Miss Maisel, she's a strong woman, and you need a strong, powerful woman to play this part, and you need someone who's not going to be shy with the character, where you read something and you wanted to really emulate who Lois Lane is, and I think Rachel is going to do that to a T. So 100 spent down, and I think they look great together. I think David Consworth and Rachel Bronson look awesome together on screen. I think they do look like Clark and Lois, and Superman and Lois. I think they look great. Now, David, when he is Clark, is really funny to me. I think he does look like a dumb country boy. Like it's like one of those things where he is that, like, that's his persona, I guess, but like they kind of they amplified it probably like 10, because his facial expressions just look like, what's going on? Hey, huh? Like he just like hit the bowl, and he was just like, oh, I got to report on that story. Cool. Yeah. I can do that. Where is it? Where are we? Type thing. And I think that's great. I think, having that, and then him looking so strong and so, what's the word? Just, he looks like justice. Well, I think that's it. It's just, he looks like justice. And I think that's the great part of Dave Codswell, because he did both of those roles. And I talk to people when they talk about, they come to me, and because I'm a comic book nerd, and they're like, so how do you like the casting of Batman? How do you like the casting of Superman, Wonder Woman, Tony Stark, Iron Man, Thor? Mostly when you have to talk about them casting these roles, you have to understand that they're casting one person for two roles. Batman and Bruce Wayne are two different people. Clark Kent and Superman are two different people. And they need to be two different people on screen. You need to emulate that, because you can't write it. You have to just do it on screen. And, I always say, like, Val Kilmer was a great Batman, but he was kind of a Bruce Wayne. George Clooney was a great Bruce Wayne. That shouldn't surprise anybody, because he probably is. Horrible Batman. So I think Michael Keaton did a really good balance. I even thought Ben Affleck did a really good balance. There were some scenes I was just like, you just put it on a little too thick. But I think majority of he was an amazing Batman, and he did a good job. Christian Bale, even though his story, Christopher Nolan's story through the 3 Dark Knight trilogy movies, it was more of a Batman in real life and real society. I think he did an amazing job of those two roles, because at a certain point in a real life situation, they would come together. They'd just be one person. He couldn't be Bruce Wayne anymore. By the end, he was just Batman, which is what that movie needed. But I think this is going to show people you need to play two roles. It's just not one. And I think the last character I love to talk about is Crypto. I mean, the whistle, he whistled, and I was like, is he really calling Crypto? Like, I said it in my head, and I was like, nah, they wouldn't. They couldn't do that to us. I mean, bring Crypto in and just, get us like that. I mean, that'd be too easy. No, they did it, and they got us. They got us all. Like, Crypto is a good boy. He's the best boy. And this is going to be awesome with Crypto. And I'd love to see how Crypto came to be in this universe, how, Clark had him, and I hope they do dig into that just a little bit so we know, Crypto could be here to stay and that he is going to be the best boy for the next, 2, 3 other Supermans that we're going to see. Um, so all in all, I think this trailer looks amazing. We got Superman fighting a kaiju. He's going to go up against Lex Luthor at some time. You have Mr. Terrific showing some real badass moves with his technology, his T-spheres that you can see. Really awesome. In that same shot, you do see Lex Luthor's people, and they all have like mech suits on. So does this Lex have his mech suit? That's all I've been waiting for is Lex to be in a mech suit. So we're probably going to get that, which is awesome. And I'd love to see a fight between Superman and Lex Luthor in a mech suit. I think having the whole Daily Planet there, I hope they do go into the inner workings. You have Lombard there, you have Cat Grant there. You got all the main players, so really expand on that. I think that'd be really nice. But yeah, I'm just super excited for this movie. I think they did a really good job with the teaser because we have a million questions. I've been just running around like crazy talking about it because there's just so much to unpack, but we really don't have a real understanding of how this movie's going to go, which I still love. So I think this is going to be a great movie. I think we're going to see a Superman in a world that doesn't understand him, and by the end of the movie, they understand he's there to help and be there for the people. So I'm just excited. And going on from that, I mean, seeing that and then already been watching Creature Commandos, which I hope everybody is watching because it is a great show. I think it does the same thing that everybody says James Gunn does. He just pulls D-list characters out and makes them A-list characters. And this Creature Commandos, which is real D-level characters, I would say in the DC comics. We're falling in love with all of them. I think the last episode that we did watch, because I don't want to spoil last night's episode. So if people watch it on Fridays, even though I think everybody should just watch it on Thursday, no one's going to be working. Come on. Except for me and not Chris. I think watching what we saw with Weasel and how he didn't kill anybody, he was trying to save them and they were going after him, is insane. And we have this heart tearing episode, and then just previously we just saw G.I. Robot and what he went through, and he just wants to kill Nazis, and he gets bought by a Nazi. Like, that is probably the funniest thing ever. But we have these two heart-wrenching. Now we care about these characters. They're just so like loving. And now we get the little images that Cersei showed Amanda Waller, that the princess is going to try to take over the world and drop nukes and do all that. And you're like, and you see Gorilla Grodd and you're like, oh my God, we're going to get Gorilla Grodd. So is he going to take over her? Is like control her and use her country to take over everything? And then through the keen eye of people on the interwebs, you see that there is an article on the front page of the Daily Planet in the Superman trailer about Gorilla Grodd. And now we see in one of the best shots in the trailer, you see a kid putting up a flag that's Superman's symbol for hope. And he's saying, Superman, Superman, Superman. Is Gorilla Grodd there? Is he creating that friction in that country? We got a connection right there. And it's so subtle. It's so easy. It doesn't need to be a post-credit clip, something like that. And I think that went so smoothly. So I am just so excited for the rest of Creature Commandos. again, I can't spoil last night's episode. I really do want to, but I'm going to wait and we can talk about it next week. I'll bring it up to Chris and I'll be like, we're talking about it because I told everybody we'd talk about it. But I think the best thing about this DCU coming together is the subtlety. The trailer showed us what we needed to see. It was subtle. Creature Commandos with the connecting to everything, subtle. I think, you're seeing a flash forward from Cersei and you see Superman crucified on a cross because he's the Jesus character. You see Batman impaled. You see Wonder Woman. You see Starfire. You see Mr. Terrific. You see Hawkgirl. You see people who are going to be coming up in the DCU very soon. And I think that's a great subtle way to put them in. Now, is this overarching of James Gunn's phase 1, let's say, is Gods and Monsters? I would say Gorilla Rod is a monster. He's a telepathic genius ape who's very narcissistic. He could be one of the frontrunners of who the culmination of this phase 1 is about. I'm very excited to see how this kind of plays out because you can connect Gorilla Rod to a lot of different characters in DC Comics, but to have him as the forefront, as the stepping stone, let's say, to a bigger even bad, I like it. It's someone different. It's not who everybody would pick to be the guy to open the door to more villains in the DCU because, look, we've got Cersei, who teeters the line as a villain and anti-hero type thing. You have Lex Luthor, full villain. Where else are we going to go here? You have two pretty smart characters in there. And we're talking about gods and monsters. Very interesting. Very interesting. That being said, let's move on to comics because DC Comics is killing it. Time out. Cut that. Now, I just watched the Watchmen Part 1. We got Doomsday Clock up here. Love that. One of my favorite comic runs by Jeff Johns. Shout out Jeff Johns. Come on to the pod. We'll talk about it. All right. I got to say something. I love the animation. I liked how they did it. But it's just the same story over. Like, I don't need a part 2 because I know exactly what's going to happen. I will say, like, this is a cool idea to put out there. I mean, The Watchmen should always be remembered because it's such a great comic. It has so many great characters in it. It has a great story to it. Did we need this right now? I don't think so. Maybe this was slated before James Gunn got there. Probably was. And it was already pretty much completed by the time. And yeah, they're going to release it. But I watched it the other night and hoping that it'd just be a little more. I like how Owlman has his old costume. Like, it's not like the one from Zack Snyder's movie. But it's like his original comic costume. But I don't know. It was the same thing. I like the voice acting. But again, same thing. It's nothing different. And I understand why they need to bring it in. But it just didn't do it for me. That's being said, we probably have a lot better slated animated movies coming out for DC because they always do a great job on that. Obviously, we're gonna have part 2 of Watchmen, but it's nothing that I haven't seen before. And if that's it, I would just watch Zack Snyder's Watchmen again. Just keep putting that in front of my face. I'll watch that. It's one of my favorite movies. It's a great movie. And I think we just didn't need that. I did like the support Zack Snyder had for the Superman trailer that James Gunn did. I think Zack isn't upset with James at all and taking DC in a new direction. I think he's more upset with Warner Brothers, which is fair. Um, he never got to see his full work come to life. And I go back and forth with Zack Snyder because I do love his work. Sucker Punch, we have The Watchmen, and I think his pride and joy is really Man of Steel, his Superman movie, and I do love that. Like Henry Cavill will be my Superman because he came out at a time that I was an age of being like, shit, I don't have any other Superman. Like that's it. Not taking anything away from David Cornswith, and he may rival Henry Cavill, but Henry just did a great job. But we also have to take in the fact that I've been seeing a lot of chatter online is that, oh, his was so dark, this is so light, this is too light, it's not dark enough, Zack Snyder's was too dark, it wasn't light enough. Everyone's just saying everything they've always said, and they just want to be negative, in my opinion. Like, there are two different types of Superman. Yeah, Zack Snyder took the dark route. DC is a dark comic book. You read any title, Green Lantern, Flash, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, whoever. It doesn't matter. There's going to be dark stories. That's who they are. And so to get a darker Superman, where nothing really is working out for him through the Man of Steel. Yeah, that's how I pictured Superman being. So, and I saw that from the new Superman trailer, the James Gunn's movie, where it doesn't look like it's working out for Superman. And I think that's the essence. Like, it doesn't always work out for these guys who are super powerful. So, going off that, I have no qualms with Man of Steel. My qualms are with Batman v Superman. I can get into that a little bit. I thought Batman v Superman was such a great idea. Putting the two powerhouses of the DC comics on the screen together, 100%, fighting each other. Lex Luthor tricking them into fighting. Beautiful. Awesome. Definitely do it. But you had to bring Doomsday and Wonder Woman and just make that movie way too long, to a point where I was like, why did you have to add any of those people in? Like, I don't expect to see Batman or Doomsday in the new Superman. I just don't. It just doesn't make sense to do it. Or Wonder Woman. Like, why would you do that? I think you got to ease into those things. Now, I now understand Zack Snyder was probably under the gun. It was like, you got to get all these guys in here now, or you won't be able to do what you want to do, which is fair. But I think his dark storyline was going to be amazing. But he just wanted to add too many things into that. I thought they did the same thing with the Flash movie, which, there were some good parts and there was more bad parts to it. I don't really think Eliza Miller was a great Flash or a great Barry Allen. After watching Grant Gustin play Barry Allen for so long, Eliza was just not, or Isra, whatever you say his name, just wasn't doing it for me. And if you want to go into the Flash's backstory, you have to bring the Reverse Flash. Like, I don't know how no one's putting that together. The only people who put it together was the CW, which is insane to me. But you have to bring that in, and they didn't do that, and it was, maybe they got told they couldn't, and it just was a waste of time, I feel like. But yeah, we can't keep going into these movies and expecting cameo after cameo after cameo. And yes, I just named Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Metamorpho, and Mr. Terrific 4. And then we have another set of characters that will be in there. You have someone maybe Ultraman that Superman's fighting in a baseball stadium. Ah, I don't think they'll have camera time as much as we all are thinking. And I don't think we're going to go too deep into, there won't be a huge battle scene with all of them. I think it's going to be eased in a little more. Um, like we're not going to the extreme with these characters, where Zack Snyder went to the extreme. And I think what really hindered Batman v Superman was that we didn't get a Batman before Batman v Superman. I didn't like getting introduced to Ben Affleck's Batman just in that movie. I think Batman is a big enough character that you need to show him respect and give him his own movie. And it's easy, you set up, one of the Robins is already dead. You have a seasoned and beaten down Batman who doesn't care about killing anymore. Just go off that, if there's mutants in Gotham now, what is he doing? Go after him. And fucking take Jared Leto's Joker and have him running around doing shit. I don't care. You should have just put that in there. So, but again, I don't think they're going to do that with the new ones. We're going to get an older Batman who has Damian Wayne, the last Robin. So he's going to be older, but I don't think, we're going to see. Let me think of someone. I don't think we'll see Darkseid in that film. I don't think we'll see any new gods. I don't think we'll see the Spectre in that film. Like, same with the new Superman. I don't think we'll see Doomsday. I don't think we'll see Brainiac. They may tease Brainiac, but we're not going to see him. So we don't need all those things. So that being said, I enjoyed the Zack Snyder. I did enjoy his cut on Justice League. It was a lot of fun. It was, again, long, but I thought he did a very good job. And it was a lot better than Joss Whedon's, what they put out there. So maybe that's why I like it so much, is because we got the first one. I was like, oh, God, this is just not good. And I think he tried to make it into what he had into an Avengers movie, and the Avengers and Justice League are way too different. People think they're exactly the same. Read either one of their comics. Totally different. So, where do we go from here? Well, we go have a great Christmas. We have a great Christmas. We have a great Hanukkah. We have a great Kwanzaa. We have a great holiday season. And we go into the new year with some great new superhero movies coming out, superhero content, like everything coming out. I know the final for Creature Commandos comes out on January 9th. And we got to wait until July, but look on Super Bowl night, we may get the full trailer for Superman. And, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman in their new titles at DC are killing it. So keep on reading those. And yeah, just have a great holiday and a great new year. And I think we're going to be doing a New Year's episode. So look out for that. Again, go follow Schnabel Studios on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything. And go to their website if you need some content made, some videos made. Super awesome. Maybe I'll work on it for you. Maybe he'll hit me up. He'll be like, hey, Matt, can you do some work for me? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, man, I'll do it. I'm just not working a full-time job right now. I'll do it. It'll be fun. No, I love it. And I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for getting us to 10,000 subscribers. And thank you so much for just listening week in, week out. All right. This is Matt signing off. Peace.